Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. It's that time again. It's the Transfer Target Show. Let's get in and do this, and I hope you guys enjoy the new intro.
Balotelli, Aouar! Premier League champions 2016. Leicester City!
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye-bye.
Cazorla, Giroud again, John Wilson! Here's Gerrard. That's a great strike! Frenkie getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. Now, first of all, can I big up Connor, CMO Editing? Look him up on Instagram. Right, he did the intro for that, and I gotta admit, it's seriously sick. Right now, YouTube, if you think about taking that down, go fuck yourselves. Right, you take the fucking verbal piss, mate. I heard you take down Jezzy's intro. Yeah, right. You take down intros for no fucking reason. Right, you pay us peanuts and you take fucking ages doing it. Right, I asked for a fucking discount. Right, on the amount they take 40%. Right, of everything we earn on YouTube. Right, and it's not about the money. Well, for here it is because it's for charity. Right, and I said to him, this is all going to charity. It's not coming out. It's not going in my pocket. Right, can you do any sort of deal to cut back on how much you take out of us? So they're like, not 40%, 20%. They didn't even fucking read the email. They didn't even read it. Right? They just ignored it. Which says it all. Right? Says it all. Right? Charity channel. Right? And they didn't want to fucking help. Right? Take the verbal piss. Honestly. Anyway. Before I get cancelled by them hearing this, but there you go. Let's get into it. Big up King Say. Go subscribe to his channel, King's Football Show. Lewis Potter Super B. Hope you're doing well, man. Everton have rejected a bid. There's another bid that's around to 40 to 45 million pound have gone in. City has signed left back Gomez. Yes, we'll get into that as well. Is this going ahead today? It will. Yeah. That was just having to sort of last minute adjustments out. Let's put a B. Well done on Saturday. You battered out for. Oh, mate, that was funny as fuck. Let's all laugh, United. Let's all laugh, United. La 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 la. No, sorry. La 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 la. They took one game less than us to get to the bottom of the league.
Remember, Stephen, 30 years ago, it was the first Premier League campaign. United were bottom of the league after 2 games. The 2-1 loss to Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, a 3-0 loss at home to Everton. And their third game was a 1-1 draw at home to Ipswich Town. They still went on to win the league.
Well, so then Manny, they're not winning the league.
I know. I'm just saying that what happens
they're
now...
not winning the league.
I know.
This is not Ferguson, his FIFA PlayStation, you know. Like this ain't happening.
Look, I'm very well aware of that. I'm just saying that what happens in the first 3 games...
You've got more chance than me flying to the moon.
I'm just saying that whatever happens in the first 2 or 3 games has no bearing on what happens at the very end. You and I know as well as that.
It
I'm
did
not going to
actually.
engage in
We
shame
didn't
and
get top.
because what happened to...
It did because we didn't beat Brentford. We didn't get top 4.
Yeah, but look, Brentford beat us last season. Last season, they also smacked Chelsea 4-1 at the Bridge. So what happened to Manchester United could happen to anyone. Brentford are a solid team.
Oh, mate, they're a quality team, mate. Trust me. I'm not denying Brentford are a quality team. Like, not taking nothing away from Brentford, but my God, that was fucking funny. Like, I just see every 10 minutes a goal winning. I'm like, are you seriously taking the piss? They're going to score a goal every 10 minutes. If it weren't actually that hot, I was actually thinking they'll score a goal every 10 minutes. They'll just carry on. Because, like, I thought Arsenal's defending against Man City was bad, like, last season. They took it to another level. Like, they took it to... That was not even Sunday Pub League. Even the Pub League could have a better chance. Like, I think, like, Man United, their back 4, I didn't see it. It just disappeared. It just melted. It's like an ice cube. It just melted in the sun. Like, and David De Gea, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, Rams, like, at the minute, like, I don't see Ramsdale making that mistake. Not in your chance. Ramsdale doesn't make that mistake. No way. Right? I'm not saying that he's better, but on form he is at the minute. On form. Anyway, let's get into it because that's enough about their performance. They're in the mud. They're shit. They're done. Like, I'm actually like, I can't keep up with what their transfer business is because they were going for one set of players yesterday. Now all of a sudden they're on the verge of signing, right, for 50 million euros. So like they're going for different players every single day. So I can't keep up. Like, I don't think anyone can keep up. I don't even think Fabrizio can keep up. No. But anyway, first off, Chelsea, they announced after the 2-2 draw with Tottenham that they made a bid for about £40 million for Anthony Gordon, which I don't get because it's not exactly a player that they need, right? I would say. But what do you make of this? Because, I mean, they've just now upped it to 45 and Everton have just rejected it in the last 2 hours. They've just rejected it. So what I think Everton are just basically saying, you could offer us what you like. We ain't listening.
Here's the thing, though. They need a striker more than a winger. And unless Anthony Gordon can offer a guarantee of goals this season, I would say that whatever money they can raise from any sale, they should take it, run, and use that to try and buy a decent striker. Because they haven't scored a goal in open play from their first 2 games. The only goal they've scored was an own goal, ironically, from their former player, Lucas Digne. So either way, that doesn't count. Defensively, they look solid. They have a good, decent midfield, and they've shown a great deal of solidity, which can really be good for them. But unless they get a goal scorer, they're not going to score the goals they need to win games and pick up points to stay in the league. So, your spirit may be willing, but if your squad is weak, it's just not going to work. So unless Gordon can score goals, I think Chelsea should just take that offer and try and use that money to buy a striker, because I don't even...
I thought they were buying Aubameyang, though.
Yeah?
I thought they were buying Aubameyang, though.
Who, Chelsea?
Yeah, from all I heard, Chelsea are on the verge of signing De Jong and Aubameyang.
Yep. It's Chelsea. They want to have a big squad. They're competing for 4 trophies every season. 4, just like Liverpool and City. So they want to have a good squad. It's their prerogative.
Well, yeah, I mean, like...
Yeah, James has said it. He doesn't really want Gordon to leave, but we're not in any position to turn down a decent offer. We need at least 2 strikers, so he's speaking my language.
Yeah, but it gets to a point. It's like Anthony Gordon, right? For their system, it's been for their system. It's like if Man City came in and asked for Saka, I think Arsenal would just be like, "No, you're not. We're not listening. We're not listening. It's not for sale." I don't think the fans would be either. right? And it gets to a point where it's like, where do you draw the line? And if Chelsea are getting Aubameyang and they're getting Jong, which they're apparently on the verge of signing, what's the need for Anthony Gordon? Is he going to get a look in? He's just going all he's going to do is destroy himself, and that's probably why I don't see Anthony Gordon doing what Cucurella has done, which is try and force the move from their respective clubs. So Cucurella did that with Brighton, right? To try and get it to City, he ends up at Chelsea, right? It's still a top club, but which, no disrespect to Brighton, it's a better club and it's Champions League football, right? But Everton, I don't see Anthony Gordon doing the same, because I don't think he's probably looked at it and thought, if they've got Aubameyang, De Jong coming in, Havertz there, multiple ways of playing, right? I'm not going to get much of a look in here, and that's not going to help my game.
I think we need to put into perspective, Stephen, that he's 21 years old, and this comment sort of does it justice in a way. Gordon isn't worth that kind of money, but the problem is he won't get regular games at Chelsea. It could be another situation a bit similar to Ross Barkley or Jack Rodwell, where his career
where his kid could go down.
I think it's fair to say that with his career going downhill, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, because look, he is 21. And he will benefit for at least a season or two from being able to train with those players. And I'm pretty certain that his agent and himself will also make sure that he will work as hard as he can. And he'll also be, and Tuchel is the type of person with whom you can be very honest. If Tuchel says that you're an amazing worker, we love having you in the squad, and if you need some first team games, we're willing to help you, then that could be okay. Here's the thing, Stephen. He's stuck in an Everton team right now, which is running a risk of being relegated. And they're going through a difficult patch. They went through a horrible patch last season as well, don't forget. So, the prospect of him going to Chelsea, training with those players and sharpening his game, that could help him. And he will get some games in the Cups for sure. And Chelsea will be looking to compete in those Cups and make sure they have a proper run.
That's the
way Chelsea are.
Yeah, but I've seen Chelsea before not even do that. Sean Phillips, great example. His career was destroyed by Chelsea, because what they did was, as soon as he signed him, he just sat on the bench. Like, that's why his dad told him, go to Arsenal, it's a lot better for you. Right? But then again, Arsenal didn't show the ambition. Right? So you can't blame Arsenal in that sense. You can't really blame him in that sense. But he sat there, right? He didn't even. I don't even think he hardly got. I don't even think he got a Premier League winners medal. Right? He was that, because he had not played that many games for Chelsea. He didn't even get a Premier League winners medal. You had to get about 10 Premier League starts or something like that. It wasn't like now you just played one game and that's it. You're in. Right? So this is what I'm saying. Yeah, all right, you go to top level players, you'll train with top level players that can help improve your game. But the best way to improve your game is playing week in, week out. And if he wants to break himself into international football and progress his game further from that sense, moving to Chelsea whilst they were getting a top striker and a Aubameyang, right? Also having Havertz as another option of way of playing football, it's just not going to work for him. That's why I just don't see him begging Everton at the minute. That's why there's been no transfer requests have been handed in. There's been no request on the player to at least speak to Chelsea or hear what they've got to say, right? Instead of Everton just going, no, we're not having any of it. So he's just been focusing on himself, right? So, yeah, he might be 21, but actually, for me, he's showing a bit more maturity, right, in this situation.
You have a point there. I mean, like, if at the end of the day, he doesn't want to leave and the club don't want to sell him, but, you know, the problem is every single player has their price, and if clubs are interested to get their player, then they will do whatever they can to up the ante. If Everton value Gordon that highly, and Gordon also loves his time at Everton, then fine. I'm always, on the side of the players. But again, sometimes, how they say that if you want to make an omelette, you got to break an egg. Everton need a striker. And if Gordon can't score any goals, then it's going to be a problem. Sometimes you've got to take a look and see what might benefit the team as a whole. And if not Gordon, maybe they can sell another of their players who can at least, fetch some decent money to buy a striker, or as James would like, 2 strikers. So there are a lot of factors at play here. And again, you have a point. You're right. If Gordon wants to stay...
To be fair, the amount of money they've spent already, right, they don't even need to show any players to get those signings. They can quite easily get the signings themselves without having to sell anyone if they really wanted to, right? So it's not like Everton have got they haven't got a limited amount of money. You know what I mean?
But then we'll see what they do. I mean, there was some talk about Morata possibly going to Manchester United. I think he's now determined to prove his worth at Atletico Madrid. He scored a couple of goals for them over the weekend against Getafe. So maybe if some clubs are interested in having him, they can always make an offer. I think he's made it clear, though, that he doesn't want to return to the Premiership.
Mm.
And,
anyway,
yeah.
Moving on to Man City, because they've managed to find their replacement to Zinchenko. Obviously, Zinchenko joining Arsenal already. Yep. And actually, Saeed makes a good point. Everton don't have issues with their FFP. FFP, he said, so the Charleston. See Butterfingers Runnison going off on loan. What is it with Arsenal and those? Can't they sell? No, we can't sell any players, mate. Our negotiations are shit. Like our negotiation things is shit. Why do you think we had to terminate the contract with Aubameyang? Who else we got here before we move on to Man City? Can you? Yeah, I can. It's called Burnt Fucking Toast. It's got a lot of. Here's the thing. They give it all this when they're winning, but they all fucking disappear when they lose. Right? They all disappear. You watch us get beat by Man United at Old Trafford. They all disappear under their shell. Right?
Yeah.
But, this guy took 3 fucking weeks to turn up after we bottled top 4. I weren't. I was there the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that. Pissed off, getting banter left, right, and centre, especially by our rivals. But I was there day after day. Right? Where are they? Hiding in their freaking caves, coming up with excuses. It was the refs, it was this, it was that, it was this, it was that. Right? No. The fact of the matter is, we're shit, the manager's shit, he didn't do good enough. Simple as that. That's why, right? People might think I'm very critical already this season. That's because of what happened last season. Right? Because we were such a commanding position. Which gives me no faith. Gives me no faith in this manager. Right? And like I said, we'll go on this run. We'll win the first few games. Right? We'll go on a bit of a run. We'll do really well for about 6 or 7 games. And then we capitulate. And then we capitulate again. And then capitulate.
Have you seen on Twitter that Piers Morgan has also joined the Arteta in-group bandwagon, trusting the process?
Mate, that wanker also said the Benfica result where we nearly got knocked out was one of the best nights in Arsenal's fucking history, in European history. Like, that wanker doesn't know what he's fucking talking about, man. Honestly. Like,
I'm so happy to see someone who despises Morgan more than I do. Thanks, mate.
No, it's when it comes to his opinion on Arsenal, he's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
He had sense when he wanted Wenger out, but then all of a sudden he just decided to, like most people, lower their standards and go with this manager. We know, mate, we don't. let's be honest. Come on. Don't give him encouragement. 10 likes, subscribe. Good on Piers Morgan, live it. Mate, I'll be very careful you're saying that.
Yeah, be very careful.
I'll be very fucking Piers
We
Morgan.
call him Piers Moron for a reason.
That's the point. He is actually Arteta. Yeah. Ha yeah, mate. Good on ya. Sold. Orist, how are you doing?
Oh wow, what a question, though. No, yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright.
You're not gonna be in a minute.
We'll see.
You're a glutton for punishment.
On the weekend?
A wonderful weekend, man. Wonderful weekend.
Oh, it's beautiful. Apparently, he held 4.
Yeah, apparently.
Or was that the cricket score?
Arteta ball's finally start kicking now.
Mate, yeah, that's all these people having a wank over it. You know what I mean? Like, give it 6 games, we'll lose a game, and all of a sudden go,
Yeah.
meltdown. Piers, yeah, I've already read that one. I need to go, lads. Enjoy the rest of the day. Big up, done that as well. So, can I ask you a question then?
Yep.
I can't keep up with this, so like, I'm just gonna put you here for a minute. Sorry, Manny. What the fuck is going on with Man United? Because I can't keep up.
I can't even.
Who are you going for? Who are you buying? I don't know.
Listen, I don't even know, to be fair. It's just 10 on. I just feel bad for him, you know, because we have players out there like certain 38-year-olds, you know, complaining, always doing these things. Listen, Ronaldo, for me, I've always said that he needs to go. Luke Shaw, for me, isn't good enough. Listen, it's not good for us, man. We just have overrated players, to be fair, and Liverpool next. That's gonna be very fun, isn't it? So, yeah, man.
It's more than, it's not like betting if you can get a result. It's more like betting how many you're going to score by.
I just feel bad for Tanrag, if I'm being honest, because he has to work with these players like McTominay and other players.
I feel sorry. Yeah, I do, to be honest. Like, the fact that the board and the ownership aren't backing him is an absolute disgrace. Yeah, and it's what I said before when you got Ten Hag in. Every Man United fan was going, yeah, we got Ten Hag, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I said, your board structure and your ownership will do you nothing, right? Because it will not get backed. And if it doesn't get backed, right, you watch, right, it will fall apart. And this is exactly what's happening.
Yep.
This is exactly what's happening. So, there you go. Well done, the Brentford. Yeah, they play really well then, though, to be honest. Let's get it. Is that, you know, I don't know who they are, mate. It looks like someone that's going to be in the championship season.
Yeah, exactly, man. Millwall away, man.
Yeah. Right. So, right. Let's go to. Yeah, actually, we'll talk about Nottingham Forest actually, because Nottingham Forest is an interesting proposition. They've made a really good signing so far. One of them scoring this weekend, getting 3 points on the board, which is good for them. Now they've looked like they've signed midfield. They look like they're about to sign Houssem Aouar. Where have I heard that name before?
We've all heard it.
And guess what? It's the midfielder that Arsenal need. Oh shit! And he's now available. Right. Yeah. So that's now player 22 this year. This year we've missed out on. Right? But yeah, Mikel Arteta is doing a great job with his great squad. Yes. Name it Granit Xhaka, vice captain.
Even you got 100% win record, man. Come on.
No. when you're naming someone who tells me to fuck off, right? My vice captain, right? That is when this club's dead. And you got people like them in the chat that are backing Arteta to the thing saying he's doing great. Let's back Arteta with naming Xhaka captain. Let's forget what he's done to us. Right? The guy should have been out the door. The guy should have been gone. Right? The guy should have been gone. Right? And the fact that you're backing this manager for giving the vice captain is a disgrace. I wasn't going to mention it. I was going to mention it tonight. But that's a disgrace.
Yeah.
It's what it is, man. It's Arsenal being Arsenal.
I mean, if that happened to you, if a Man United fan had told your fans to fuck off, what would you expect?
Listen, mate, I'm expecting a lot of abuse on DMs, to be fair. But, nah, man, if a player tells the fans, especially United fans, to fuck off, then, honestly, next game, mate, if you're playing, you're going to have some serious problems. But, yeah, man.
Yeah, but after you just, like, give it 2 years and everyone forgets about it. You know? It's a joke. I knew and eventually he would be named captain again. When he stayed on for that second contract and didn't go to Roma, I knew that somewhere along the line he'll be named captain or vice captain or somewhere. Right? But there you go. Anyway, I was going to talk about. I didn't talk about Man City, did I? Man City. Man City's left back has been filled. Obviously, they let Zinchenko go to Arsenal. Thank you very much. He's a quality player. And that's who you're signing, I do agree with. And they've signed Sergio Gomez from Anderlecht for only £11 million. I don't know much about this guy. I don't really watch Belgian football. Sorry, so forgive me. Manny, have you heard much about this guy?
I'm just checking that article now, and to be honest, no. But clearly, there's a reason why City had gone for him. They want cover for Cancelo, obviously, because he's the now the established left back with the number 7 jersey. Go figure. And of course, with the Manchester City connection, with former captain Vincent Kompany managing the team, that was part of the deal, I would say. And he's got the number 21 jersey, which was. Which used to belong to David Silva before he left. So this is an example of City going for a youth player without actually focusing on project youth, if you will. So that's an example of how to responsibly buy some youngsters and make them a part of your plans. He's also quite young himself. He's 21 as well, the same age as Anthony Gordon. So I don't see him breaking into the first team as long as Cancelo is doing well either. But again, he will also get some games in the cups and maybe an occasional Champions League game.
I think he'll be a good enough
rotation. He could certainly play. He is, of course, a former under-21 international. I don't think, to my recollection, he's made the senior team as of yet. So this is going to be another opportunity for him to.
Of course, like I'm saying, he's someone that is just a good enough replacement for Cancelo.
Belgian league as well, so that's a weird league to come.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the 21-year-old, the Spanish defender, joins from Anderlecht with the left back, and made 49 appearances for the Belgian club across the 21-22 campaign. Obviously, Anderlecht's under the boss of Vincent Kompany, obviously a City legend. Yes, Manchester City have some legends. Gomez went on to enjoy a fine individual campaign under the guidance of former Anderlecht boss Vincent Kompany, and was subsequently voted as Belgian club's player of the year. So must have something about him. So yeah, we'll see how he goes. I mean, knowing Man City and knowing Pep, if anyone could get the best out of him, it would be Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. Can I just say this is their actual website? It looks a bit cheap, doesn't it? Was it just me?
I would say minimalist.
Yeah, the font terrible, yeah.
Well, at least they spend it on what's most important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forest getting another player. Arsenal have missed that. Yeah. Don't we know that?
There's also been some news regarding Forest about they're possibly making that. Yeah, they've made a $17 million offer to Eintracht Frankfurt for Jibril Sow, or so, or I don't know how you pronounce it. I wouldn't want to say Sow because we all know what Sow is. Huh?
It's probably Sow. I don't know.
Well, we all know what a sow is, and it's not a very nice thing. But so this is another example of how serious Nottingham Forest are. And there's been some talk about how their window has seen them spend very excessively. They spent, of course, over 100 million quid in that window, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. But they seem to have made some very serious moves because for them, staying in the Premiership is a priority. And the way they played against West Ham, having watched that full game, I was very impressed with how they gelled. As you agree, Stephen, their new striker had a good game, but Lingard also did well, as did Brennan Johnson and Nico Williams. Several of their players had good games. Henderson had a decent penalty save and another good reflex save. So they're starting to gel well, and they can certainly get some good wins under their belt and also surprise a few teams as well. So I think it's good to see them spending, and I'm sure that they will certainly try and do as well as they can this season. But maybe after this season, they might have to sell a few of their fringe players, if any, to recoup some of those, recoup some money. Because you certainly don't. No, you pronounce it like Sow, not Saw.
So, not Saw.
So. As in, as you sow.
I think so. If I've butchered it, shoot me later. Okay.
Yeah. If it's just so, then that's so good for me, and we can go all day with this.
Well, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be like Brentford.
I mean, he was obviously a part of the Frankfurt team that won the Europa League.
It could be worse. I came up with this analogy last night. It was just like the Brentford game, like for example. That was too hard for Man United on Saturday. Too hard.
Yeah, Eric 10-0 hug, if you will. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm sure Owen's going to join in the fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Ten Hag. My favourite comment about Ten Hag is they're going to need at least 20 Hag, which is really good. But because they are, aren't they? It's hilarious what's going on there. I mean, you know, Liverpool in the doldrums, apparently 2 points after 2 matches, but we got Man United next, so no worries, guys, no worries. You know, 3 points in the bag of a nice morale booster. They're rubbish. Yeah,
what happened there last night with Pat Nunes, man?
Well, you know...
Has he heard that you're not supposed to... this is not WWE. You're not supposed to headbutt me.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Zidane was his hero.
I know this league's more physical, but not in that sense, mate.
No, it's very stupid, wasn't it? Very, very silly boy. Because not only did did it really affect the result last night, but he's just made his life a hell of a lot more difficult. Every single defender,
and he's been so good as far
for the future, will try exactly the same thing, and they would just try and wind him up, and they'll do. So he
did so well outshining. He did so well outshining Haaland in the Community Shield.
Oh man! I mean, even last night he was unlucky. He was on the field for 57 minutes. He got 5 shots in, and he
I'm surprised he lasted that long with his WWE exploits.
That's all right. But anyway, how are you guys? You okay?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. We're just laughing all at Man United as usual.
Good.
No, I'm not laughing because I don't do Schadenfreude. And here's the thing,
Manny. No, come on. They embarrassed. They took the piss out of us last season. They're getting it back. By the way, Flawless, love you, bro, but you're fucking getting it tonight.
Okay. All right. Forgive me for trying to calm down proceedings, yeah? I think Zidane's offence actually in 2006 was worse because he was France captain, all that experience. He should have known better. and he completely lost it. Nunes is a bit of a young fella. I agree, it doesn't make it any much less of a crime, but
I'm Zinedine Zidane.
I would say. And it is a worry in a way, except he's obviously suspended for the Manchester United game. I'm pretty certain that Salah on his own with another decent striker will still make hay at Old Trafford.
Oh, I mean, against Lisandro Martinez, 5'7". Did you know that? Someone said they've signed Danny DeVito to play at the back. And I mean, you don't do Sharp for the Manny, but I do. I mean, I find it really funny.
You're going to get Arnie's twin brother.
Well, I mean, that's Harry Maguire. But okay.
Hey!
Yay. Hello.
Oh, look, he had to come on at this moment, exactly. You know what I mean?
And I read on on BBC that Klopp did give him a bit of he read him the riot act, so I'm pretty certain that Nunes will not want to do that again. Once bitten, twice shy,
Yeah, no.
No, I think Klopp will like the Klopp's as a manager will quite easily get that out of his system straight away. So I don't think you'll see that again. I'll be very surprised if you see that again.
Yeah,
so,
you won't.
Part of football is banter, as long as of course it is, man.
Absolutely.
I love doing banter, right? Because I just love getting it back. Because I know I'm getting it back. I'm an Arsenal supporter. It's part of life.
You must be happy,
he's not one of those
in
he's not one of those in Twitter, man. He's not one of those in Twitter.
Oh gosh.
Oh, mate, no, you say anything on Twitter, mate, you get called a wanker.
It's funny, isn't it?
I called someone said that like this guy look at, I think what is it, Manny? That he likes really Ben Holding, he likes Ben White and Rob Holding, right? Either one of which they're all crap anyway, right? But he put a picture with Ben White, Rob Holding, Saliba, right, and I think it was before we got Zinchenko and Gabriel, and he said we got the best defensive depth in the league, and no one can tell me otherwise. And I went, yeah, well, your comment is stupid and dumb, and this is what embarrassed us fan base. So you can go fuck off. So he came out with a homophobic comment.
Yep.
And apparently I'm the abusive one.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm just stating facts. Your comment was stupid and dumb.
Well, people don't like to be.
What also happened was that, I ended up quote tweeting that fellow, replying to him saying, what sort of example are you setting to your wife and your children if you're a happily married family man? That sort of language is unacceptable.
No. What's worse?
He said, don't you mention my wife and children. Look, mate, you made a homophobic comment against my friend.
Wait,
all
Manny,
I did was say you want to be ashamed of your conduct.
Hang on.
He goes defensive, yeah?
Manny, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. No, it's what happens afterwards. Everyone comes down on you because you're Arteta out. They ignore that comment. They just think because you're Arteta out, you're getting it.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting it. You trust me. You tag them in Arteta out, they all think you're a mug.
I haven't been on this channel for a long time, and it's really nice to be back. Are you still Arteta out? Because the last time we spoke was about 6 months ago, and you said you'd never change your opinion. But come on, he's doing well. No, he's doing well. Not well enough.
Owen,
yes.
We were so guaranteed to get top 4. We were so far ahead, it was unreal. Mate, in March, Tottenham were 8th. We were 4th.
Well, yes.
Where did we finish?
Yes. Yeah, well, yes,
who did we bottle it to?
Well, yes.
Who got sent off in the Tottenham game? Oh yeah, Rob Holding.
But this season, there's a whole new energy. He's done very well in the summer.
It's 2 games.
It's 2 games. Gabriel Jesus knows how to find the net.
Yes, but it's 2 games. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
We're in relegation battle next week.
Yeah, this lot needs to calm down. They're at the bottom. They need to wake the fuck up. They're in the bottom of the league. They don't need to calm down.
Managers stop making excuses, man. Next thing you'll say is the lunch. Lunch wasn't nice, so I know what
No, our manager is saying the ball's not round enough.
Mate,
the
I don't know if you've seen All or Nothing, mate. His drawings on a whiteboard, passion, mate.
Oh, I heard about that. That's hilarious. I'm playing You'll Never Walk Alone in training.
Oh, yeah, Owen, can you see that? I'm sorry. That is why I've said I am here. I'm on Arteta out. That just does not make sense. I did not imagine Arsene Wenger before going to Old Trafford to win the title there, playing Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager you've ever seen. For God's sake! I mean, seriously, like, do you see Man United to this week going to play You Never Walk Alone on the training pitch? Are you really serious?
Yeah, I mean, very David Brent move from Arteta.
Stephen lives in the past so much. Just because we have standards, you idiot.
Arteta going to take a step? No, I think there's a lot to be said for the summer agreement. Very intelligent.
Title charge, they said.
They said what?
Hold on.
They said title charge this season. Their fans on
title charge. Oh no, come on. I mean, we have one has to be realistic. But I mean, top four.
Owen,
top four.
Take us easy next week, and be easy on us next week.
Oh, are you a Man United fan?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's what's going to happen though? Because it's going to get called off, isn't it? Because there's going to be serious protests against the Glazers. Right?
I'm sorry, Credit King. I need to lighten you up to something. I don't know whether you were born then, right? I'll put this full screen because you can't see it, obviously. Right. Standards.
The untouchables.
Standards. Right? 18 years. That is what I expect with the club the size of Arsenal. Right? Not Champions League, not making only top four to trophy. I demand competing for the league. Right?
Okay. But
Arteta will not do it. He is not good enough. You're telling me he's going to beat Klopp and Pep to a title?
I'm going to say something controversial you're not going to like here, because I would say that even Arsene Wenger, if now, wouldn't be able to compete with Klopp and Pep. Because how many points did you get in your untouchable season? 80, 85?
70 or 80.
Yeah, but no. A prime Arsene Wenger could. A prime Arsene Wenger. The Arsene Wenger we had when
never
they
got
came
close to 97 points. He never got close to 98 and 99 points or 100 points. And that's what you need to win the league. You know?
That's because he had a small squad. He decided to focus on the Premier League. He's not out that season. Right? I would have happily lost like the game at Stamford Bridge, for example, so he could go on and win the one in the Champions League to win the Champions League. Because we should have won the Champions League that season.
Yeah, probably. But
this lot, but he'll probably say that the Invincibles is a greater achievement. So
I mean, you know, it's a historic achievement and a fabulous
what's the one
achievement,
we get taken the piss out of all the time? The fact we ain't got a Champions League title.
Wow.
So are still playing You Never Walk Alone. Yeah, it probably will, mate.
They probably
those
played the Chelsea
loudspeakers,
anthem song as well. We'll play the Chelsea.
They got Steve in the panels. I got your message, bro. Yeah, Solo, we'll sort that out, man. Like, we're gonna sort that out. That's gonna be an epic preview, trust me. Right, and if you're not at the bottom of the league, you're not getting it. I don't want to hear coming out this Arteta in crap. Like you just got to accept it. Arteta didn't get Champions League. Bye. Yeah.
He will this season, though. He will.
How do you know that?
Because you're better than Chelsea.
Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Chelsea outfought Conte and Tottenham. Right? If we did what we did against Leicester, right, and slip up like that, like that, yeah, we controlled most of the game, right? But we made silly mistakes. If we did that against Chelsea and Conte's Tottenham, we will get torn apart like we did last season. It's the same similar mistakes. That is what I was not impressed with. Yes, I might have said that it was because we weren't dominating the. That might have came out wrong, but what I'm saying is it was still the similar mistakes. And if we keep doing that, right? And the reason we keep doing that is this, for example, right? And this is one thing that the Amazon I picked up from the Amazon documentary. When we lost against, when we beat Aston Villa 3-1, we conceded in the last 5 minutes, right? We fell asleep. Everyone was like, yeah, absolutely brilliant. Everyone's perfect. Arteta said, absolutely perfect. Can't expect anything less. I can't expect anything more, right? Ramsdale was the only one that was pissed off because he conceded the goal, right? He said, well, next time that could have been 2-1, and I mean that 2-2, there's a draw, right? Now, Arteta should have been what Klopp and Pep would have been, which is, yeah, you won 3-1, but you fell asleep in the last 5 minutes, right? That's not on. The reason Klopp and Man City, Klopp's Liverpool and Pep's Man City are so high is because they don't allow those mistakes. And if you keep allowing, that's why Ferguson is in. When you make mistakes like that, you don't allow it. You put your foot down and said you don't do it. That's how he got the best out of his teams.
Yeah. But I think
Ferguson
too never got.
Do it again, and do it again, and they do it again, and they do it again.
Yeah, but now you've got better players. I mean, again, Ferguson only ever managed 92.
I'm not doubting
he wouldn't be anywhere near the top.
But
of the
if Chelsea get Aubameyang, De Jong, and the way they played against Tottenham, even without them, right? They can still easily make top 4, right? And if we're not careful, they can still beat them.
I'm not sure. Did you hear about?
If we're on our game, we can beat them. But if we're not on our game, right, which we have done on many occasions, we'll get torn apart because Arteta's tactics. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says. They are not as good as Tuchel, Conte's, Klopp's, and Pep's. That is why he will not win a league against them.
Exactly.
Simple.
Yeah, okay.
He can have the best.
I see what you mean. Hang on. I see what you mean.
And he lost against Lyon.
Yeah, but I see what you mean, and all of these are very good points. But I mean, it's a bit embarrassing, the whole.
I don't want to sound so negative, but that's my point.
No, but you have to understand that there is another side to the argument that I may or may not agree with, but it's a compelling side to the argument to say that every season, in order to get, it's not like one season you're suddenly going to be better than Man City or Liverpool. It's just, it's got to be a gradual process to get up there, right? And there is a definite improvement this year from last year. I don't think you can deny it just because of Saliba.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Saliba coming in brilliant. Zinchenko, great signing. And,
Saliba should have been there last
well.
season. If Saliba was in there last season, we wouldn't have conceded that many goals. We'd probably be in the Champions League right now.
Absolutely. Lewis Potter, Super B's got to be a happy man.
Yeah, man. He's buzzing still. His bees are buzzing still.
Okay.
Let me just get through these comments. But hey, bro, finally we agree on some. See, this is why I want Arteta out. Arteta's not to do better than City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham. As for Wolves, it's kind of. I think we are better than Wolves, to be fair. To be honest, Matt. It's Nunes, another Portuguese import. Yeah, I'm gonna look up about that. It's supposed to be a transfer show. It's supposed to be too much of an answer in and out, mate. There you go. But there you go. Sometimes the conversation drifts, and you want to have these debates, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Matheus Nunes, great player.
Do you feel Liverpool going to make any more signings before the transfer window's over?
I hope we buy Matheus Nunes or another sort of combative midfielder. I think.
Yeah, let me have a look at that.
It's something that I've wanted for actually years. Since Lallana left, we haven't really replaced Lallana. He left, and Gini Wijnaldum left, and James Milner's 37, and Jordan Henderson's past his prime, although he's still useful. But
so what are you looking in Nunes here? So £38 million deal agreed.
For who?
Right. Let me just bring this article up quickly, and I'll go through it, and I'll get to the other comments. Oh my god, I will get to them. Get rid of that. Get off, go away. Like, bloody thing. Like, Liverpool. I don't want to hear about Liverpool. Go away.
There's an echo on your mic. I don't know if it's coming from someone's mic or
Yeah, it might. No,
maybe it's Manny if your
it's
microphone is
yeah.
open.
Yeah, it's Manny.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Manny. I'll just be on mute now. Oh, for the love of fucking Christ, I'm going to punch this one, seriously.
Yeah, it's annoying, the Echo website, because they got so many pop-ups
comes
and
up-
things.
yeah,
that
and then
it's
it goes
ridiculous.
on
You
to a
can't
different-
read it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me a sec. Right. Let me have a look.
While you're having a look at that, there's someone in the comments saying, I think it would make sense. I don't think it makes sense to compare Fergie and Wenger to Klopp and Pep. It's two different eras of football. Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
King's
a
football
good
show.
point. That is a good
But
point. That is a good point.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then another question from Static, who says, "What's going on with Oxlade-Chamberlain? He's injured again. He's injured. He's been injured, but this time it's a
Do you think
hamstring
they'll let
strain.
him visit that? Because he keeps getting injured.
I mean,
anyway,
yeah. Go on.
Sorry, Liverpool
Stephen, sorry.
fans have been. Sorry, right, I'll get to this one. So, and I will go through every single comment, or as many as I can. Load. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Let's pop up with something crap. Liverpool fans have been left frustrated with that Nunez, who has his target for Cody. So Nunez, who was a target for Liverpool, is now set to join Wolves. Right? The
Interesting.
midfielder has been marked
Okay.
as Sporting Lisbon's success in years and helping lead in cup success in Portugal. Great. So I don't think you lot will be very impressed with that. Anyway, let me just go through some of the comments. How many draws in the City, Liverpool, Chelsea? Yeah, done all that. I think
Wolves won't do better than us.
Yeah, I think it's sensible to compare Fergie and Wenger to Klopp and Pep, to the resources, money. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Trust me. Owen, what's going on in Chamber? We just answered that. You need another striker now. They're losing Nunez. Has it was a joke. Stephen, the two lads on your panel have the best voices I have ever heard. But that's not one compliment for you. There you go. If it's easier, insert static. It's echoing because Steve is echoing. Yeah, fuck off, Solo. Yeah, just remember who's bottom of the league.
Yes.
You're on mute. Not sure why I put AIT name. There you go.
Excellent.
My spelling is deliberately trying to fool you and everyone. Will Oxlade-Chamberlain leave Liverpool?
If we can find a buyer. Thing is, we overpaid for it, 38 million or whatever it was all those years ago, with 120k a week apparently wages, and no one's going to pay that. He's just been injury after injury. It was really unfortunate because in pre-season, first game of pre-season, or maybe game and a half before he got injured, he looked really like, wow, who's that? Like full of energy, full of vigor, full of zip, and
remember he signed from Arsenal, didn't he? So he had that. Different
yeah, I mean he was, but then he had that horrible injury.
Hey,
in the
he was Wenger
Champions
out,
League.
mate. We loved him.
And I don't know. It's such a shame for him because he had that huge injury against Man City where he did his ligaments in his knee.
It was just before the England tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was in April, and he hasn't been back to the same. And just this preseason, honestly, it was the first time that he seemed to be somewhere back to approaching his best. But no, it wasn't to be. Alas. So it's it's the last year of his deal. So he'll be toddling off next summer for free to someone. He's in a little mix-up. He's a little mix-up.
Knowing you lot, you'd be able to make some money out of that. So
yeah, probably. We'll sell him for 30 million in January.
Yeah, probably. Oxlade in a little mix-up at the moment. You'll do better than us before you end up terminating his contract if it was us. 10 likes. Yeah, if you haven't hit that like button, what you doing? Make sure you hit that like button, please. I'm glad to see Milner still playing and starting a few games this season. Milner's just one of those just workhorses. He's great as a squad player because you could just put him on the pitch and he'll just work his ass off no matter where you put him.
But he's also brilliant. That's the thing.
You
He
can put
never
him in
gets
goal and he'll probably do better.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's actually a brilliant footballer as well. Like his his passing accuracy was something like 86% yesterday, which is really, really good.
And he had 2 or 3. He's underrated.
He's supremely underrated. The most underrated English. Name a more underrated English player. Most of the time, England overrates their players like crazy, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're England fans. Do you support England, Manny?
Of course I do. Born and brought up. 3 lines on the shirt. Italia 90. Stuart Pearce, Chris Waddle and all that drama.
So do you have the same deluded sense that lots of England fans have, where every single English player is like the best one ever, and it's a big surprise that you haven't won the World Cup since 1966?
No. Calm down. I grew up in an era where the players had passion and pride for their country, and that seemed to improve their performances on the field. With more money coming in, more problems emerged. And to answer your question, mate, there is one player who is very criminally underrated.
Money, they don't make
James Vardy.
Oh, good one. Yeah, Jamie Vardy.
They don't make any money from international football.
No, when I talk about the money, I mean the money they get from club football, yeah? So that has sort of dulled their pride in playing for England.
Yeah, but that's been like that for friggin' ages. Come on, that's just... I don't really believe it. No, I don't really believe in that. It's just something. It's not just that. It's that like we put too much pressure on these players, right? And then 2 is just we never find like the right manager and system for them, right? And also you don't get enough time for them to actually like train with the same team as well before a tournament. Like you think about it, like they spend most of the time with their clubs. Like they spend about 2 weeks with the England squad. So how are you supposed to in 2 weeks be able to gel it in together before starting a major tournament? So like it's always difficult to be able to do that, and that's also the pressure of being in an international football. Milner will be playing until you probably would actually.
Probably.
Milner and Gareth Barry have been
Barry's
years.
Barry was a good player.
I wanted him at Arsenal when he was at Aston Villa before he went to City. I probably didn't agree with it at the time, but I do agree with it now. Put Milner back in the squad, that would be nice.
He's done.
He's better than Kelvin Phillips.
No, Calvin Phillips had a really good World Cup, to be honest.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
I think Kelvin Phillips is cooked. He's been Bielsa burnt out. He's been barbecued. The Bielsa barbecue.
Now, there's just a comment over there. The English players now play with more pride than the golden era, but he's talking about the era of the early 2000s, 2006, the golden generation. I'm talking about the era before that.
Yeah,
Italia 90 and so forth.
Yeah, with Shearer and 96, Euro 96. Yeah, I mean, from the outside, I'm a Wales fan and a Malta fan because those are the nationalities I have. And I mean, so I know a lot about crap international football. And, England have, like, the simple thing is most of the time you've been crap. In 96, you had a good team. And
To be fair,
the golden
2018
generation
really
was
worked.
never a golden generation because you didn't have a left winger and you had like an idiot who didn't know whether to play Gerrard or Scholes or Lampard or how to use them. You just had idiots in charge, and I think it's always been it's just
But then,
always
to be
like
fair, we've got a good
price.
squad. To be fair, we have a good squad now. We have the. We made the final in the Euros.
Average team now.
Like,
You're average.
It's not average. It's just they're just. It just something just doesn't.
Look at your centre backs, Harry Maguire.
Oh, mate, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah. Owen, listen. If our players are not,
and if you're gonna look at a backup, it's either Ben White.
If our players aren't switched on, they will get chewed up. That's the problem. Against Hungary twice, that's happened.
You're right, Manny. You're right.
Anyway,
you're absolutely right, Manny.
By the way, let me say if I've got this right. Pablo Condu. Hope you guys do well.
Thank you.
Chelsea have signed 19-year-old Inter Milan midfielder Sasa
Cesare
Casadei for £12.6 million. 19-year-old. I have not got a clue who he is.
I know who he is. He's a combative midfielder. Skillful.
We're paying £33 million. Do you know Yeremy Pino from Valencia? Owen.
Pardon?
Yeremy Pino from Valencia.
Yes, Yeremy Pino.
We're buying him for £33 million.
He's supposed to be. I don't have enough time to watch Spanish football, but I looked at the stats.
Coming a Messi at that price.
No, I think he is though. I think his reputation is huge. He plays for Villarreal.
But that's not what we need. We need a midfielder. We need a midfielder now.
If he can't play champagne football, I'll sell for a Pinot Noir.
Look, let me split it in simple terms. We need Tielemans, Premier League proven, ready, go straight in.
Tielemans? No, yes. Man. No, slow. Tielemans, he's past it. His best years are 4 years ago.
No.
He's slow. Tielemans, you need someone dynamic. No. You need someone. I think Ben White would be better than Tielemans in midfield. I know. What? Move Ben White from the defensive midfield. Come on.
No, I'm not having
You're wasting your money on Tielemans. He's great with the ball. Give him the ball. He's fabulous. Without the ball, he's just a ghost.
Do you know why he's half decent as a right back? Because he's got Saliba holding in his hand. The guy's a mug.
He's good on the ball.
He's got no idea what he's doing.
He's good on the ball, like Tielemans. Good on the ball, but without the ball, he's a little bit better than Tielemans, who's just, you may as well not be there. He's like Pogba.
I cannot stand. I'm sorry. Right, Ben White is just. I don't know why we signed him for 50 million.
We can agree to disagree, Static.
Yeah.
And if I can have the last word on Ben White, he needs to be offloaded to Accrington Stanley ASAP.
Oh, really? He's that bad, Manny? Oh, dear.
I have heard nothing about Ivan Toney. Hang on, I've heard nothing about Ivan Toney. Apparently, he's staying for
very
all
good.
I know. Also, for many years, black players didn't get a fair opportunity like Whitey, Cole, etc. But England have need a better manager. England have a good centre back, Gray, Tamore, Times. Good point. That's a good point.
They're all right. Those centre backs.
Yeah, let's not go into Hungary, shall we? I don't want to tap them to go, but I can't see it happening. They will go for him as he supports him. Steven Pina is a winger. He is very good in Spain. Next door, I would take Caicedo in midfield.
Caicedo, yes. Great call. He's a much better player than Tielemans.
Paqueta's another one that's been shouted about.
Paqueta.
I'll take him.
Lucas Paqueta, yeah. I mean, he lives. I live in France. He plays in. It's Paqueta.
Yeah, I take him.
Him, okay. I mean, he's very good. He's very, very good. His form struggles when,
and he goes straight in that team. And I just feel for me, it's because that Leicester team is, to be honest, it's starting to fail.
I think he's just, I don't know.
I think
he's
he's
too
got a
slow.
skill problem.
Paqueta's much better than Tielemans because he's got dynamism. Tielemans has
Either
no
way,
dynamism.
we need someone to get in that midfield because I'm not relying on Xhaka again.
What about you put Zinchenko there and you put a Tierney at left back?
Because Tierney's made of glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he's like a twig. As soon as you move him, he breaks.
Okay.
Honestly, right? It's like buying these cheap things from the pound shop. You just go, oh shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United made a move either for Tillemans or maybe for Maddison. But that's a story for another day, perhaps. Another continuation of their.
Look, Man United, they're like, he's available. Like, he's that guy who can't make his mind up, so he just bids anything at the auction.
A bit like the donkey with £2 a day, if you will.
I'm just look. It's just one of those guys who doesn't know what he wants at the auction, so he's just waving his cash about. It's like, oh, got money, I'm bidding. Not actually getting anything.
It's hilarious, Man United, man. I saw a list of Man United signings.
I'm sorry, if I was
recently.
Ferguson, I'd have to say something. All right, as much as Ferguson doesn't have like it's a certain position, he can't have any it doesn't have any power. And people think he's got power to have a say on it. He hasn't got power. It's a ceremony position, and he's not exactly like young, is he? So he's getting old now, right? But even me, I would be like, oh, come on, man.
I reckon he's had a lot more influence than you think, especially with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer years. I reckon that Ole would have talked through a lot with Ferguson about who to buy and how to manage and all that. But yeah, I mean, it's nonsense, isn't it?
It's nonsense. I don't get it, man. I just don't get what's going on there. I really don't. Yeah. Here's the thing: is what the deal was cheaper. Even if it's cheaper, look, I still can't get him. They want 30 million. We still won't bloody do it. Like, for fuck's sake, right? I mean, for 30 mils, they're not a bad bet.
It's a
Should
great
get
call.
Fofana to partner his ex. Yes.
It's a good call.
Yes, not Ben White.
Gabriel's good there.
Gabriel's good. I'll give him that.
He wants to go to Chelsea.
But if you've got like Fofana as debt, now if you're telling me, right, we've got for like Gabriel, Saliba, right, Tommy Asses, I don't rate them, right, Zinchenko, right, and then you've got someone like Fofana as like a backup in our defence. I'm really not saying that that's lots more stronger in our central defence. Our central defence partnership, you've got Fofana, you've got Gabriel, you've got Saliba. That's a lot better than that him and Bob Holden as another backup or Ben White.
Yeah, too bad that guy on Twitter couldn't realise that.
That's all right.
He posted that tweet far too.
No. In the end, that's his opinion. But I think it's completely wrong and stupid. Right? Thinking that it's the best defence in the league is absolutely stupid.
Well, people are welcome to their opinions.
Yeah, but when last season, Brighton had conceded less goals, Wolves had conceded less goals, Crystal Palace had conceded less goals, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Man City, you cannot say, right, that you've got the best defence depth in the league. It's stupid.
Oh, that's right. People are welcome to their opinions, though. Yes, I know. Even if it's a silly opinion, they're welcome. He's welcome to his silly opinion. It's very silly, absolutely. But as you were saying, I mean, about Fofana, he wouldn't go. Maybe he wants to join Chelsea, but whoever he joins, if he joins anyone, he will want to be first choice because of the World Cup.
Yeah, and also he wants to move to Chelsea, not Arsenal. And
he don't need to spend 80 million on another centre back. That makes no sense.
I agree, absolutely.
Yeah,
Chelsea's much more likely.
We won't want to spend 80 million on a centre back on like someone.
Yeah, we need a midfielder. Maybe we should go for Gordon. Good backup for Saka. Get rid of Pepe.
What?
I was saying maybe we should go for Anthony Gordon at Liverpool and move Pepe on. He'd be a good backup for Saka and get some games.
Who?
But again,
Anthony
Anthony
Gordon.
Gordon. But he would want first team football though. I mean, it would be hard to convince any winger to join Arsenal because
no, it'd be also hard to convince him
competition
to
for
leave
prices. Well,
yes,
I don't know. I'd
it will
jump
be.
out
It will
of
be
Everton.
hard. It's someone who's homegrown as well. Like it's like when Man City were interested in like Saka. They'd have to be like literally. We don't want anyone else. We want you. Like to even try and even thinking get him interested because that guy like Saka's Arsenal through and through. So is Emma Smith Rowe. So it'd be difficult to get them to leave Arsenal because they are from the academy. They're literally Arsenal on their forehead, like printed on.
Yeah, but Arsenal at least have a chance to go into the Champions League. Everton don't. And Anthony Gordon, if he fancies himself as a top player, then he will want to play in the Champions League.
Yeah, but then this is where I'm saying I don't think it. This is why there's no transfer request at the minute, because I feel that he's just saying he needs to get more game time, and he feels he's better off staying at Everton at the minute while he gets more, while he improves his game, because he
for another season or two. But then, at some point he'll want to leave because it's an absolute.
Yeah, but then of course.
They're
but
going
at the moment, it's like I said earlier in the show with Sean White-Phillips. Like Sean White-Phillips went to Chelsea, and his career was utterly destroyed because he was never played. Right, and that's what Gordon is probably thinking of: is that am I going to get the necessary game time I need to be able to improve my game, so I can prove that I'm.
No, but let's have some perspective here, guys. Let's have some perspective over here. There have been many young players who have signed for big clubs and who've had difficult times not being able to get to play. I mean, Ross Barkley has mentioned it. If after a season or two they're happy to be on the bench and pick up their pay packets every week, living the life of Riley, then that just goes to show that they have no ambition. If they do have ambition, they can always try to speak to the managers and try to get something done after a season or two if they're just not happy. And Tuchel is a fair man. Managers, for the most part, are fair. There are some managers who are just anal in their approach and who will not treat players with any respect. Conte, perhaps, being one of them in a way. But Tuchel seems to be a fair gentleman, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. If you have the ambition, just see how it is.
Like, look, in the end, why did Chelsea need to buy Anthony Gordon if they don't need him? Why? What's the point?
I told you, squad depth. They're challenging for 4 trophies. Seriously challenging, not like Arsenal, mind you.
Oh, great. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, he'd be like, I don't give a fuck about his squad depth. I want to play every week.
I think that's it. I think he, at his age, he'll want to have at least some guarantee of minutes, and someone like at Chelsea that wouldn't be possible.
No, it wouldn't. That's
but
what I'm saying.
He'd be better off going somewhere like maybe
Cucurella can make that transfer request because he knows he can get in that Chelsea team and play every week, and he saw it there, right? Yeah. Anthony Gordon can't make that guarantee. That's why you're not seeing the same thing.
But Sergio Gomez won't have a guarantee of first team football either. He's going to be a backup to Cancelo. So why would he agree to join? Yeah.
Sergio Gomez, it's a good point, but maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's literally happy to pick up a paycheck and sit on the bench. Some players are like that as well.
But hang on a minute. This is Pep and Man City. They've probably said, for the moment, Cancelo is on number 1, right? But you will get opportunities, right? And how many times is Pep proven over time? He could have left Zinchenko left on the side, but he didn't. He gave Zinchenko the fair amount of games the same as Cancelo did, right? When he was good enough, right? As soon as Pep realises you're good enough, he'll give you your chance, right? Whereas Chelsea have had before players where they've had that are good enough, and they've not played them.
But they didn't have to. I'm just saying that sometimes, there has to be an open mind. We agree to disagree on that.
Yes, but what I'm saying,
it's a good point, Manny. I agree.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and it's like I said, Anthony Gordon at the minute doesn't feel he's good enough at the minute to be able to break into that Chelsea side. If you cannot break into that Chelsea side to play every week, right, there is, especially when you've got Aubameyang, De Jong coming in, Havertz there as well, and everything. There is no point in going there, right, if you want to play every week and push your career forward and
I would
develop your
imagine.
game. There's
Yeah.
no point. It's no point.
Right. Someone's been linked with Draxler.
If you want
Speaking
someone,
about people who are.
but
Go on.
if you
sorry.
just want to say, if people want to say, yeah, it's squad depth, get someone from the frigging youth team. They keep saying that their youth system's the best ever, right? And they keep winning the youth league every year. Well, use someone from your youth system then. You've got plenty of youth players there, right? Use them to fill the gaps, right? Instead of signing someone else that you don't need, right? Simple, right?
Yeah. But I mean, some people. I mean, talk about.
Give someone at Chelsea a chance. Who's been there from the start?
I mean, that would be ideal. But it's like, I don't know, with these things, like at PSG, for example, here in France, down the road, about 10 minutes that way, is the part they pass from where I am now, and it's like they've got great players in their youth setup, but they've also got, like Chelsea, a bottomless pit of money. And so, when you're the sporting director, when you're the manager of these clubs, you basically, you're under pressure to buy and buy and buy and to win every single match, and to buy players who are ready made. They're already 24 years old, or they're going to come in and make a big difference straight away. And so you don't have a time really to blood the youngsters because of their inconsistent nature. So but someone like Draxler, for example, if anyone wastes their money on Draxler, then they're wasting their money because players like that, they're happy to just sit on the bench, really happy to join a club like City, Chelsea, and just get 150 grand a week or whatever it is to basically go into training 4 or 5 times a week, and there you go.
Yeah,
Anyway.
maybe that's what PSG got.
They don't have enough players. Yeah, it's a really good point. They don't have enough players who play for the badge. Absolutely.
Yeah, started. Yeah, there you go. I think we're gonna call it there, to be honest, because it's been what, hour and 17 minutes now. So there you go. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button as well. Owen, where can I find you, mate?
Cop On Podcast, if you want to hear about things from a Liverpool angle, at Cop On Podcast on Twitter. And I always love being on these shows. Thank you very much for having me. Great to meet you, Manny, as well. And lovely speaking to you guys. So yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for all the comments too.
Why is it we're after Pino? Sorry. Are you fucking serious? Oh, God.
What?
Here we go.
What did he say? I think it's a decent point. But he's special, though. Jeremy Pino is supposed to be special. I don't know.
He's basically saying this shit.
Why are we after someone like Pino?
We need to go after someone like Diaby. He's not good enough. Why? Because he's 19. You've not heard of him before. Say I said in the chat earlier, and as many others that probably watch Spanish football, it's probably apparently he's a very highlighted talent in Spanish football, right? And that's why he's worth £33 million. He wants to be worth £33 million just for the sake of it, right? Just for fun. So there's obviously something there. Now I don't know what it is because I don't watch it. I must be honest, I don't watch it, right? But just to say, because it's a 19-year-old and you've not heard of him before, right? Doesn't mean he's shit. Like I said, and like I said to you before, Luca, how many games have you watched with him? Probably none. Probably about 2 compilations on YouTube. So you can't form an opinion. So you can't say he's shit or not. Like, simple. You know? Simple as that. Milner, come back. But take care, everyone. Like and subscribe. Pino's very good. I'll rate him a lot. It's already gets called to Spanish national team. Well, there you go. And if he gets onto the Spanish national team already, so there you go. There you go. I'm not going to deny that from him. So there you go. Manny, where can I find you, mate?
I'm on mute. Yeah, good. You can find me on Twitter at Bangalore1981. You can see me getting torn to pieces by Arteta in people and sticking up for my good friend Stephen Featley and a few others. You can find me on Instagram at MannyBangalore1981. And you can also find me on YouTube on several channels like Mr. Featley's, Del Boy Gunner TV, Oris Talks Football, and a few others, spewing some guff, chewing some fat, floating around and going where I feel welcome. And Owen, I've just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, super! Thank you very much, Manu. Lovely. It would be great to get you on at some point. Get the views from I don't know, from your minds, you know, from the Arsenal perspective. It would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
I look forward to that, mate. And listening to you speak, you remind me of one of the greatest Welshmen I've had the pleasure of seeing and hearing, Monty Python's very own Terry Jones. Rest in peace, dear sir.
Oh, man. Indeed. What a legend. Thank you very much. I'm humbled by the comparison.
Most welcome.
Right, that's it. Just quickly check something for us before you go. He's already, yeah, like I said, anyways. I'm gonna stick my head in the sand. I give up. You tell these people, don't rate someone you don't never seen before because you don't know what you've watched, right? But no, they form an opinion before they even watch him. Like I said, just answer me this question, Luca. How many games, none of these crap comments, I just want to hear it. How many games have you watched of Yeremy Pino? Straight answer. I want a straight answer. 1, 2, 3, 4 compilations on YouTube. Just like please, before we go, let me know now. Because I need you to explain your logical thought over this. So just answer me that question. How many games have you watched? If you've watched 10, I'll hear your opinion. If it's 1, then I'm like, what is your opinion? It means nothing. Because you're forming an opinion over nothing. You know? There you go. And that's getting flat, and I need another drink. I need some more vino, actually, to be honest. Like and subscribe to SFeatleyTV. Stephen, what's Orange? Actually, do you know what? What's his Orange?
You're on mute, mate.
Sorry, Cop on Podcast. Thank you very much. We're not with the police. It's Cop with a K, not with a C. So you know, Cop on Podcast. If you check it out, it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the link for you. I'm gonna find the link for you, mate. So don't worry about it.
You can Google it. Cop on Podcast, one word.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, the mute thing gets me every time.
He needs to do it, boys.
I mean, I would love to. I've done some before. Just did a podcast for Paris Saint-Germain, actually. It's quite interesting.
There you go.
But they're stadium.
Stephen, yeah, done that. Yeah, so his channel is in there, so make sure you guys
Thank you very much,
now.
Stephen.
No worries, man. Anytime. It all helps each other as usual. But yeah, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. And we're going to leave you. And do you know what? I'm going to put, thanks to Connor, I'm going to play that intro one more time. I'm not going to usually do it, but every time. I'm not going to do it for every stream, but for this one, because it's brand new, I'm going to do it. So, right. So make sure you go check that out before you go. and we will see you at 7 p.m. Until then, bye bye.
Balotelli, Aguero! Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City!
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye bye.
Giroud again, John Wilson! Here's Gerrard. That's a great strike! McCracken getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent! Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!